So I'm going to call this meeting to order and ask the secretary to please call the roll. Just talk loud, Renato.
Flores Pentel.
Yes.
Marcus Vargas.
Here.
Robert Cosarelli. Not here. Thomas Delia.
Here.
Renato Peralta here. And Mayor Mellon.
Here.
And Victoria Lucido, representing a lawyer law firm, is here.
Okay.
Here.
Next item is sunshine notice. Since he's talking.
This meeting has been published in accordance with Public Law 1975, Chapter 231, and known as the Open Public Meeting Act. Be advised that the notice of this meeting has been duly made.
Thank you. We are now going to move on to item number 4, which is the approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of April 15th, 2020?
I make a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
Sounds like we have a motion made by Ms. Pental, and would that be a second by Renato?
I second.
All right, we have a motion made and second. I'm going to have the secretary call the roll.
Flores Pentel. Flores Pentel.
Yes.
Marcus Vargas.
Yes.
Thomas Delia.
Yes.
Renato Peralta. Yes. Mayor Mellon.
Yes. Next.
Mayor, it's Bob Cosarelli. I just got on.
Gotcha. Thank you, Bob. Let the record reflect Mr. Cosarelli has joined the meeting. We are up to item number 6, which is the director's report. I'm going to ask Frances to speak loudly. We all know she can.
Good evening, everybody. First and foremost, as we all know, a beloved trustee of the Belleville Public Library passed away, Marge Lordy. Her family was kind enough to ask all donations on behalf of Marge Lordy be donated to the library. As of today, we have $600 in private donations directly through our website donation square, so it's going directly to the library. As a result of that, the library and the trustees in her name, we've planted 2 memorial trees, and her family has been made aware of that. Well, the director's report is going to be a little bit boring right now because it's all about analytics. As you know, the library has been closed, so we've been concentrating on our website and our databases. And the good news is, for the first time ever tracking things, our website, our views have gone up 137%. I think someone needs to mute their phone.
Yeah. Trustees, I'm just going to ask you, if you're not speaking, can you just please mute your phone? Thank you.
So I guess the correct traffic on our website is up 137%. Now, Facebook, for the month of April 22nd through May 14th, we've had total views of 7,061, of which 6,721 was for story time and 340 for video games. Now, the video games were only up twice, and it's done exceedingly well because the first time there were some glitches. So Takio's moving out on that, which is a good thing. Bear with me here. We now have Hoopla, which is a huge success, because when I talk about these things, I always think about renewing. Let me get those numbers for you.
It's a little difficult hearing you, Francis.
Okay, we're talking about Hoopla Analytics. That's one of the databases that we put up last month. In all, we've had 67 views. Now, this is from 4/23 through 5/20. Obviously, the most popular were movies at 25, ebooks at 27, comics not so much 1, audio and music 5, TV and 4. So Hoopla, I'm happy with that movement. Now, Linda is a different story. We only had 7 viewers. So that's not much for the month. So right now, based on that number, I don't think I would renew, but we're slow. Slow out of the gate. We still have 11 more months to go. But we're going in the right direction. Also, we're putting on our website a chat box. So when you open it up on the bottom right-hand corner, if you have a question, you can type it in and we will answer you. One of the things that we're trying to do is somewhat change in a small way, the business model of the library, going more high-tech. We are now going to be buying more electronic books. One of the things I've been discussing with the school, I did not get the answer yet because they don't have it. I need to know what the summer reading list is going to be because obviously we're going to have to buy more electronic books to service the community. But the big news of the day, as of tomorrow from 6 to 8 o'clock on our website, virtual ESL.
Nice.
That starts tomorrow, 6 to 8 o'clock. Monica will be doing it. We put it out there. I think it's going to be very, very successful because it has been at the library. Okay, let's see what else we have here. One of the things that I'm disappointed with, Lisa Palacio on the site has put the Tween Book Club and Lego Mania. You were supposed to obviously register for it. One is being held tomorrow and the next is next week. Unfortunately, no one has registered for either one of those programs. So that was a bit of a disappointment, but we still keep going forward. Meanwhile, Takio has done 3D modeling through Steampunk Engineers. That's where he got his hits, 240. So the kids are obviously interested in that. And through reference, Hunter Jones has put up on the website the history of COVID-19. Actually, that's the Spanish pandemic of 1918. There's a nice slideshow. And he's also working on the history of COVID-19 in the town of Belleville. So we'll be able to start.
Oh, no.
Well, and we know who's going to be on the front cover.
No,
I believe his name is Mayor Michael
No,
Bell.
no.
For some levity. But other than that, we have Zoom meetings every Wednesday at 10 a.m. with the staff. I have to tell you, they have been very proactive. Anything that has been asked of them has been done, and done quickly. Everybody has been coming to the library, either to pick up new books, or to order books, or to straighten up. So it's not like they haven't been there. Everyone's anxious to come back to work. And with that said, hopefully when we meet again in June, we'll be open by then. I understand through Governor Murphy, we are phase number 2. I don't know when phase number 2 will begin, but there's something I did want to discuss. I did have a meeting with library directors, and before the governor issues an order that the library can reopen, they're going to start doing curbside drop-off and pickup. Now, first of all, we don't have a driveway. But apart from that, if it's not approved by Governor Murphy, I don't know if we should get into that. However, I was thinking about reopening the book deposit. Some of these books have been out there now for almost 3 months. So there will be no fines, obviously, but I'd like to reopen it, put out some marketing. Please return your book to the book deposit. I'd like to get this done before we reopen so we get a better count and inventory. I can do it through a MailChimp email blast. Does anyone prefer the idea of the curbside pickup, even though Murphy has not said the library is open when we can use the book deposit? Anyone have any thoughts on this?
I'm totally fine with the book depository.
Renato?
Me too.
Anybody have a better idea or some other thoughts? Are we all on board with the reopening the book deposit next
Do
week?
they have any comments?
Any comments? Fine? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and that is it for the director's report.
So thank you, Francis, for that. I'm going to open it up to any board members that might have a question for Francis based on her director's report. Do we have anybody that's on the conference call?
No, I think she's done very well checking into everything and providing us with the information.
I agree. Anybody else that's on the call? If not, I'm going to move over to Renato, since you're here. And no, anything for Francis?
Oh, no, I don't have anything for Francis.
I had just a couple of quick statements. I did speak to the Lordi family. I knew Marge 25 years ago when she lived on Essex Street, and the family did reach out to me specifically when she did pass. And that was sad, and I'm very grateful that we're able to honor her and her memory and her commitment to not only the township but to the library with 2 different memorial trees, I believe. Francis mentioned it, that we are in phase 2. from my conference calls with the governor, I know that phase 2 is gonna be any time between Memorial Day and the 4th of July. They have not narrowed that down, but at least they have given us a window of Memorial Day to 4th of July, and then they went a step further and said it probably won't be Memorial Day and it probably won't be July 4th. It'll be sometime in between that. So the best I can say is that it will be sometime between Memorial Day and July 4th for that. Very glad to hear about the...
Can you squeeze in beauty flowers, please?
Right on, Florence, right on, girl, go girl.
I would love to for you, Florence. I would love to. Trust me.
Thank you.
So the book depository, we covered the library opening. I will discuss with Francis and the board under new business a thought on the plexiglass, but other than that, I have nothing else for Francis, CES Francis on her director's report.
Bravo.
Next item up on the agenda is item number 7, which is the committee reports. Francis, buildings and grounds. We have painting, circulation, and the conservatory.
I would like to leave that for new business when we get there.
We're going to postpone item A for new business. That's fine. Personnel is going to be nothing to report at this time. Budget, nothing to report at this time. Bond, nothing to report at this. Obviously, we're dealing with not being open. There's not much really happening, so we're just maintaining. Item number 8 is old business. Still not quite sure what that is, but old business.
That was last month's new business, which there wasn't.
Last month's new. I now understand last month's new business is this year's old. Okay. Seeing none there, we're going to move over to item number 9, which is the new business. Francis, do you want to discuss the buildings and grounds painting at this point?
Yes, well, first we'll start with the painting. Now is the time to paint circulation in the conservatory because there's literally nobody in the building. I did get a price from Warren Hoffman, who did paint the children's room. It's under $6,500, which means you only need one estimate as a QPA. For $5,100, I did have another painter come in. He gave me the same price up to $5,500, between $51 and $55. He wouldn't commit because he didn't know if he had to bring in scaffolding. With that said, I didn't get anything in writing. I think they're both comparable. If I only need one quote, I'd like to start this as soon as possible. Right now, I would go with Warren Hoffman because he sent me all the paperwork, and he can do the job immediately. Any thoughts on this?
So I agree. As for those of you that are watching the live stream, you'll see that the courtroom and the council chambers is currently undergoing some renovations ourselves. It had been 30 years. The problem is the court never ends. And for the first time in history, court has ended, and we're taking the opportunity to replace rugs, put some audio video equipment in, replace our microphones, which is why we don't have anything in place today. So I agree. Now would be the time to do it, especially now that we're kind of under the gun if we're talking about phase 2 reopening. So the time to do these projects was and is now, in my opinion.
Yes, it is the time.
Okay, so I will move forward tomorrow with Warren Hoffman.
As long as you're not flying in somebody from Venice to stay on their back and paint the 16th chapel.
I was.
Okay.
I really was. He read my mind.
No, Francis, you might.
Things sometimes snowball in that place. So we are bound to what, a $5,100 number.
Yeah.
So obviously Francis doesn't need our approval for that, but just I'm assuming though that no trustees are objecting.
Right.
Okay. Hearing none, the item Francis has the item on for new business plexiglass dividers. The only thing I want to add to that is after this meeting, since we are in the council chambers, I will walk Francis over to our tax assessor's office. Mm-hmm. We actually purchased specifically made ones that sit on a counter and go up in the air. I'll show you them unless you have your own idea.
Okay. As you may or may not know, I first got an estimate from House of Glass for plexiglass. It's all, don't overreact when you hear this price. They want $7,600. Here is the problem with the library. Nothing can hang from the ceiling. In other words, the plexiglass that you see at CVS, because at circulation, It's a fake ceiling, there's no beam in it, it will not connect to anything. In the children's room, we do have the Sistine Chapel on top, and it's very high. And of course, we do have the Sistine Chapel, I'm not being disrespectful, but that's what everybody calls it, upstairs in the Carnegie Room. With that said, in the reference department upstairs, you would have to have a cubicle made, 3-sided, 1/4 inch, from the floor to 4 feet up with a cut in the middle. Circulation be custom made. You have partitions there already. The partitions will be removed. We would use the holes from those partitions to put in the new plexiglass. Same thing in the children's room. It's a wraparound desk. Now, we all know that's a lot of money, so I looked into a company called Eagle, where you can buy individual plexiglass that you can take apart. They will be visiting the library on Tuesday. This is critical to have this. We cannot open up the library until we have the plexiglass. Also, I already have on order disposable earbuds. I've ordered sleeves for the laptops, the keyboards, and the mice, because when people come in, you use it, we throw it out. I've had discussions with the staff. That's plural for mice, the mice, I don't know. Sorry, I'm not that technically competent, but it's the mouse. So we have all that on order, and the masks are on order. Everything's being delivered to my home because the library is closed, and I don't want to miss a delivery, nor do I want them to go get lost at town hall. Not that they would, but who knows what UPS or USPS will do. But we need to get everything in order, so when the employees come in, they feel safe. Which leads me to the most important question, or the one that I am concerned about, is the bathroom. We have 3 public bathrooms inside the library. By law, they're supposed to be kept open. I will definitely close 2. We have all sorts of people who come into the library. My question is, when an individual goes into a bathroom and he leaves, and his hygiene isn't the best, who's going to clean that bathroom? So I guess the question here is, even though it's taxpayer funded, can we close all the bathrooms to the public? Because this is a very big issue.
They've been doing that in a lot of places where you go. For instance, like Dunkin' Donuts, the public, the bathrooms are not being used for the public. They've been down, and several other places. It's kind of a tough thing to do because sometimes people need a bathroom. You can't help it. We have to do what's best. So I don't know whether or not to shut all 3 or just leave one open.
Right, this is Victoria. I would also suggest, until I can get you a more definite answer as to what we can do with all the bathrooms, you can at least designate one just for employees.
Which we do have in a private room. That we have, Victoria, so I'm not worried about the one for the employees. It is the public ones, the 3 of them.
I agree with Florence. The private businesses, food establishments are allowed to not have the restrooms open. I could ask, tomorrow, I'll ask my liaison, the governor's office, we get guidance a lot. I just asked them 2 questions today on guidance, so I can get guidance on that.
Thank you, because we do need it. Now, back to the plexiglass. One of the trustees asked me the thickness, it would be a 1/4 inch, and he also wanted a drawing of the plexiglass. Well, I don't know if you can see the drawing, but it's not what you would call architectural grade.
Oh, wow, it's pretty good, though.
You did that?
No,
Oh.
the House of Glass did that. I've worked with them in the past. But again, I'm going to get a different estimate on Tuesday, and I'm going to go from there.
Can you, tomorrow maybe, can you scan that and just send that to us?
Absolutely.
This is Bob.
Yes,
This is
Bob.
Cosrell. Yes, I'm the one that asked for the drawing because they presented a proposal.
Yes.
And it was just written. We had no idea the size or dimension of anything. It
You're
doesn't
right.
have to be a perfect drawing, but at least know what we're purchasing. So I learned more today what your description is of what it was going to be. And, and the price was a little out there.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm getting inundated from all different kinds of companies.
You are.
With all kinds of screening. You know, this is a hot item, so everyone's jumping on board. So we can be a little, cautious about what we're purchasing, but absolutely it has to protect, the staff and, as well as the public. So whatever we're going to do. It sounds like you're on the right track, and I'm here to help you.
We will, I'll have Francis scan that and send that to us tomorrow, Bob. It's a 3D image, it's hand-drawn. You certainly get the point, that's for sure.
Yes, that's great. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Also, I wanted you to know, even though this is custom made, I pressed the point that COVID someday is going to go away, and I want to remove it and be able to break it down and put it in storage.
Exactly.
Okay, so the cube upstairs, it would be obviously like a screen. The two side
It's like
doors
the
the two
Pope-mobile.
sides will fold into the front.
It's the top of the Pope-mobile.
And of course, the one in circulation will be in pieces. And then, that's another thing the library's gonna have to talk about, not right now, but probably in September. We need to rent storage space somewhere. We have no storage in the library whatsoever. We need a small storage facility, because as we accumulate things, I like to store things away nicely, so when I bring them back out, first, I can find them, and two, and they're in the same condition that I placed them in storage. I don't want things coming back chipped. Things get lost in translation. People don't know where anything is, and I find that very frustrating. Also, for the month of June, I will be putting back up the LGBTQ flag in front of the library like we did last year. Not that that's under new business, but that just came to my head.
So that wraps up new business. Anybody have any questions about, I know Francis covered the painting and Francis covered the plexiglass. Does any trustee on the call have any questions about those items?
No.
Sounds like no. Renato?
No.
No? I have,
Mike Darrow's on it.
Did I hear Mike Darrow on the call?
I am, yeah.
You are. All right. Let the record reflect Mr. Darrow has joined us. Okay, so we are moving on to, and again, I will walk Francis to the other side of the building when we're done to show her what the township did. We bought individual plexiglass dividers, but I'll let her see that.
Thank you.
Next item on our agenda is item number 10, public comment. Do we have any comments for public?
No,
No emails?
no emails.
So just so the public knows, this is a public meeting. The public has a right to be heard. Usually they have a right to attend. However, with social distancing, we are doing virtual meetings. That said, any member of the public that had a comment had the right to email Francis up until 6 p.m. today? Up until 6 p.m., up until 4 p.m. today. Her email was last checked at 4 p.m. There were no comments from the public. If there were comments from the public, they would be read into the record at this moment. So seeing and hearing no comments from the public, we are moving on to item number 11, which is resolutions. So I'm going to let every trustee just have a moment to review the May bills. They haven't done so already.
Trustees, I want you to note that the number has skyrocketed to $60,069.61 because I added the payment to the township of $46,208 to pay the first quarter benefits due to the township on behalf of the library. So that's the only addition.
That's that first line item,
Yes, the first line
46,000.
item, which you don't have, but is in your book at the library.
What are we still paying O'Toole Scrivo for?
That is an old bill from January.
When they were not really even hired,
Yes.
by the way.
That's
Just so
what
you know.
that's from.
Explain that one.
Some things fall through the cracks.
Yeah. Okay, so trustees, just take another moment or so to
Yeah.
look at the bills.
Any questions?
Just a clarification on the Maverick Rolling Surfaces, what that is?
On Maverick,
Yeah.
they came to the library Sunday, the 14th, whatever that, of March. They disinfected the library, and I closed it down after that. They spent 10 hours there on that Sunday.
Oh, that was the cleaning company that we
Yes,
used, yeah.
absolutely.
They disinfect the whole place.
What about Eastern Building Services?
That is our monthly maintenance, cleaning maintenance.
Okay.
Florence, just so you know, in the month of May, I discontinued a lot of our fixed services, and Eastern Building Services was one of them. Jersey Elevator is another one. A Silver Streak, they usually come every month, and I put them on hold until the month of June.
So now, if we
Right.
reopen, when are you planning to retire them?
June 1st. I told them to give us, they went on hiatus, they did me a favor the
Oh,
month of May.
okay.
But they will be back June 1st, and of course, obviously, with the elevator, it's very important that they come and inspect.
Two memorial trees.
And 2 payments for security?
That's SOS Security. This goes back to March.
Okay.
So I know, can you explain it, because I know we took in over $600 in donations from Marge Lordi. So the trees were only $79. What did we do the rest of the money?
Right now, it's still sitting in our account. I have to do a full accounting of it, and then we'll go and we'll earmark it for something.
Oh, in her name or
Yeah,
something? Okay.
absolutely.
I thought the trees cost that much money.
The trees
No.
from the board and the library cost $79.90. We gave her something,
Okay.
okay?
Lion masks, 19.
The elastic spool.
Oh, jeez.
By the way,
Okay.
they're a big hit, the lions.
They are a big hit.
Now there's a sign under it.
Yes, for Memorial Day.
Oh, okay.
We are having Memorial Day ceremony. So trustees, if we have no additional questions for the authorization to pay the May bills, can I have a motion to pay the May bills?
I make a motion.
Motion to pay the bills.
Florence made a motion. Renato's gonna second that?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, he's gonna now call the roll.
Florence Pentel. Florence Pentel.
I'm sorry, I missed that for a moment. To approve the bills?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Marcus Vargas.
Yes.
Thomas Illiot.
Yes.
Robert Cosarelli.
Yes.
Michael Darrow.
Yes.
Renato Peralta. Yes. Mayor Mel.
Yes. So next we have up an authorization to pay the July and August 2020 bills when the board is not in session. We could have done this next meeting. It's on the agenda for this meeting, so it doesn't matter really to me or us. It happens, something that happens every single year. Every single year, the board, for my new trustees, every single year, the board does not meet in July and August. So usually in June or the meeting before, the last meeting before we break for July and August, the board authorizes Francis to pay the traditional, normal expenses. We're just doing it a month early now because we obviously don't have the authorization to pay June anyway.
Correct.
So we're gonna still have a meeting in June.
Absolutely.
It could have waited till June, but it's here now, so one less thing for June. Does anybody have any questions, issues, problems with that?
No.
Just on the bills, will we be able, I guess will Francis still send us some type of report of what's being paid, or how will that work? Are we gonna see what's happening in July and August, or not?
What we've normally done in the past, everybody waited till September, but I do the bills monthly, so I can send the trustees the monthly bills list for July and August.
I'd like that. That's a good idea. Can we do that?
Absolutely.
So
That's easy enough.
that's a good suggestion, Mike. Thank you. So at least we'll get, and it's nothing.
She tackled the bill list on September.
Yes, but what I
Yes.
do in September is I make a resolution for the bills July, August, and
And
September.
All right. So yeah, so we'll get a copy of the bills that Francis is paying, as long as it doesn't include another 16th Chapel painting, and it's just the traditional, regular bills. I'm fine with that.
I have to save for a bigger holiday tree.
So can I have a motion then to pass that resolution?
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Renato made the motion, Florence second. Please call the roll.
Florence Pentel.
Yes.
Marcus Vargas.
Yes.
Thomas Illiot.
Yes.
Robert Cosarelli.
Yes.
Mike Darrow.
Yes.
Renato Peralta, yes. Mayor Melham.
Yes. Item number C is the authorization to void a check. You want to just tell us what this is?
Yeah, this check is payable to Lisa Palacio for $50. The point was it was supposed to be made out, if you can see on our bills list here, I made it out to the Turtle Man instead of Lisa Palacio. So there's the $50. Check number 722 is $50 payable to Lisa Palacio, but I really should have put in 7221 payable to the Turtle Man. That's my mistake.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Right? It's $50.
I make a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Florence
We'll
makes the
change
motion, Renato seconds. Please call the roll.
Flores Pentel.
Yes.
Marcus Vargas.
Yes.
Thomas Delia.
Yes.
Robert Cosarelli.
Yes.
Mike Darrow.
Yes.
Renato Peralta. Yes. Mayor Mel.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is item number 12, which is executive session. In order to go into executive session, I am going to ask for a resolution so we can exit the public portion of the meeting and go into executive session. Then I'm going to need a second so I can mute our camera to keep the live stream on, but mute it. So first I need a motion to go into executive session.
I make a motion.
All right.
I'll second it.
We have a motion made in second for executive session. Mr. Peralta, please call the roll.
Flores Pentel.
Yes.
Marcus Vargas.
Yes.
Thomas Delia.
Mr. Delia.
Yes.
Robert Cosarelli.
Yes.
Mike Darrow.
Yes.
Renato Peralta. Yes. Mayor Mel.
Yes. So just for any members of the public that are either watching or watching afterwards on a feed, I'm going to at this point just mute the microphone, turn the camera away, and no action will ever be taken in executive session. We will come out of executive session to complete the rest of the meeting. So just, trustees, just give me 1 second. I did not like that at all.
I have to call it.
Okay, so we should be back. We should be back live now, and at this point now, I'm just going to have a motion to exit executive session.
I'll make a motion to exit executive session.
I second it.
We have a motion made and second to exit executive session. Secretary, call the roll.
Florence.
Yes.
Marcus Vargas.
Yes.
Thomas Delia.
Tom
Yeah.
Delia, yep.
Yes.
Robert Cosarelli.
Yes.
Mike Darrow.
Yes.
Renato Peralta. Yes. Mayor Mel.
Yes.
Okay.
We are now out of executive session, resuming the meeting with the last item being item number 13, which is the adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned, everybody. Thank you so much, trustees.
Till next month.
You take care, everyone.
See you next
Take care.
month.
Yep.
Stay safe, everyone.
All righty, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Take care.